Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Muhammad, the moderator of PhD Live Talk series. This series consists of friendly conversations that discusses some of the challenges facing PhD researchers and sharing their experiences and stories with everyone. The topic of this podcast involves one of the early and critical steps in doing a PhD. It is about choosing a PhD topic and defining research questions for that topic. The episode's guest speaker is Velicka Dimitrova. She is a Bulgarian-British researcher currently completing her third-year PhD in economics at Warwick University in the UK. She also holds an MPhil in environmental policy from Cambridge, an MSc in economics from UCL, and an MRes in economics from Warwick. Welcome, Velicka, to the PhD Live Talk series. Could you please tell us a bit about your PhD?
Hi, I'm doing a PhD in economics in my third year at the University of Warwick in the UK. I work on the economics of education and labor markets. I'm specifically interested in how people interact, how they form friendships, how they form also aspirations about what they want to study. My research area is applied microeconomics. It relates to basically using research designs to uncover causal relationships.
How can a researcher choose a PhD topic?
One advantage of doing a PhD is that one has some relative flexibility in choosing what one can work on. This is definitely what is attractive about undertaking a PhD versus just having a job with some research and analysis component. There's a high degree of research autonomy in many disciplines. There's also ultimately higher responsibility because a PhD research topic ends up being something that one feels strongly about, some question that one has encountered in one's previous professional life or is motivated by personal experience. For instance, one personally motivated project was investigating whether the organization of the school curriculum, namely having some subjects scheduled in the morning and others in the afternoon, has an impact on students' performance. It was personally motivated because I had myself gone through a school system where I studied half the year only with morning classes and another half only with afternoon classes. So I was curious to know whether this actually affects a student's performance. The result of that project showed that studying mathematics in the morning was associated with better outcomes, whereas it didn't matter for other subjects. So obviously, the implication would be that scheduling maths classes earlier than the others is associated with potential benefits. So it was interesting and policy relevant results. The media picked up on it and wrote stories about it. In consequence, there were organizers of school curriculum who contacted me and then discussed how to organize classes in a more optimal way.
How about research questions within a topic? Why is it important to have good research questions? And also, what are some of the tips that can help in identifying good research questions?
Most PhD students are more clear about the research topic, so roughly what they would like to work on, but many actually struggle to formulate a research question. A good research question is a feasible question that can be turned into a project and implemented and published. In my discipline, people start with a lot of ideas, but many actually don't survive the drawing board because they're not feasible in one way or another. Some students discover that they don't have the necessary data or research design to identify the effect of interest to answer the question. Many also discover that others have already answered a similar question. Being able to navigate these challenges can lead one to ultimately better research questions. The role of a supervisor is to guide the PhD student in the process of identifying and implementing the research project. That said, there is a lot of variation in work styles and visions, even between people working within the same research field. So it is important to match well with one's supervisor, not simply in one's research field, but also in terms of one's work style and expectations. A supervisor could identify early whether one's research question is viable, that it could be implemented and published. So having the support and feedback early on is critical to one's research project. That said, while some researchers would find one's work interesting and important, others would not. It is not that research is universally popular. One, however, needs a supportive community that values one's research. A PhD student needs also other researchers who work on similar topics or face the same issues to be part of one's social circle. Conferences and different events are places to meet such people, and they are an important asset.
What is your take-home message on choosing a PhD topic and defining research questions?
The topic and the research questions can usually be amended during the PhD, provided that there is supervision support available. It is important to have a supervisor who finds one's research interesting and is able to support a student. This is usually more possible in larger departments where one can receive support from different faculty members. It is also useful in general, even if one doesn't fundamentally change one's research topic, just to have a larger support community. Ultimately, it is important to have a research topic that one really likes, that one is convinced is important, that one really feels strongly about, because a PhD is a very long-term project, and at times it would feel overwhelming, it would feel difficult and a lonely pursuit. So being able to see the big picture, that all doubts and difficulties are temporary, will help one stay on track.
Stay tuned for our upcoming episodes, and we hope you find something useful in them.